Chapter 36. Parents and Teachers. The most critical problem of education is not the students of primary, secondary schools or universities, but the parents and teachers. If parents and teachers do not know themselves, they are not capable of understanding a boy or girl. If they do not know how to understand in depth their relationship with boys and girls who start living their lives, if they are only concerned with cultivating the intellect of those who they are educating, then how can we create a new type of education? The child, the student, goes to school to receive conscious guidance. But if the teachers are of narrow criteria, conservative, reactionary, retardatory, so will the student be. Educators should re-educate themselves, know themselves, review all their knowledge, and understand that we are entering a new age. Education is transformed by transforming the educators. To educate the educators is more difficult because everyone who has read a lot, everyone who has a title, everyone who has to teach, everyone who works as a school teacher is already the way he is. His mind is bottled up in 50,000 theories that he has studied, and he would not change, he just never learns his lesson. Teachers should teach how to think, but unfortunately, they are only concerned with teaching what students should think about. Parents and teachers live full of terrible financial, social, and emotional worries, etc. Parents and teachers are mostly occupied with their own conflicts and sorrows. They are not seriously interested in studying and solving the problems that boys and girls of the new age pose to them. There exists tremendous mental, moral, and social degeneration, but parents and teachers are full of anxiety and personal concerns, and only have time to think of the economic aspect of children, in giving them a profession so that they will not die of hunger, and that is all. Contrary to general belief, the majority of parents do not truly love their children. If they loved them, they would struggle for the common interest. They would be concerned with the problems of education with the purpose of achieving a true change. If parents truly loved their children, there would be no wars. The family and nation would not stand out above the world as a whole, since this creates problems, wars, damaging divisions, infernal situations for our sons and daughters to live in. People study, they prepare themselves to become doctors, engineers, lawyers, etc. And on the other hand, they do not prepare for the most critical and most difficult task, to be parents. That family selfishness, that lack of love for our fellow humans, that policy of family isolation is absurd, 100%, because it becomes a factor in deterioration and constant social degeneration. Progress and true revolution are only possible by throwing down those famous Chinese walls that separate us, that isolate us from the rest of the world. All of us are one family, and it is absurd for us to torture one another and to only consider as family the few people that live with us. The selfish snobbery stops social progress, divides human beings, creates wars, privileged castes, economical problems, etc. When parents truly love their children, walls and the abominable armors of isolation will crumble into dust, and then the family will cease to be an egotistical and absurd circle. Once the selfish family walls have fallen, then there exists fraternal communion with all the others' fathers and mothers, with teachers, with the whole of society. The result of true fraternity is true social transformation, real revolution of education for a better world. The educator should be more conscious. He should gather all the parents together and speak to them clearly. It is necessary that parents understand that the task of education should be carried out on the firm basis of mutual cooperation between parents and teachers. It is vital to tell parents that intellectual training is necessary, but that it is not everything. Something more is needed. It is necessary to teach boys and girls to know themselves, to get to know their own errors, their own psychological defects. Parents have to be told that children should be conceived out of love and not out of animal passion. It is cruel and merciless to project our animal desires, our violent sexual passions, our morbid sentimentalism and bestial emotions on our descendants.
Sons and daughters are our own projections, and it is criminal to infect the world with bestial projections. Teachers of schools, colleges, and universities should gather all the parents in a meeting room with the sound purpose of teaching them the path of moral responsibility with regards to their children and with regards to society and the world. Educators have the duty of re-educating themselves and guiding fathers and mothers. We truly need to love in order to transform the world. We need to unite to raise, among all of us, the wonderful temple of the new age, which in these moments is being initiated amongst the Augustan thunder of thought.